Hey, it's Jenny Garth here. The talk around GLP-1s is inescapable these days, but are you familiar with Future Health? They've made accessing qualified doctors who specialize in GLP-1s easier than ever before. My friend has struggled with their weight for many years. It was always up and down. She tried fad diets, never saw lasting results. So she started using GLP-1s, and not only did the weight come off, but she also gained more energy to do all those activities that she loved the most. I'm all about feeling my best and living my life in a healthy way. It's incredible how science is able to help us achieve that healthy lifestyle that we are all striving for. Future Health gives millions of people affordable access to knowledgeable providers who really know weight loss medications for less than $3 a day. Find out if weight loss meds are right for you in 3 minutes at tryfh.com. That's tryfh.com.
Tryfh.com.
Future Health is not a healthcare service provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion. Results may vary. Sponsored by Future Health.
Listen up, folks. Time could be running out to lock in a historic yield at Public.com. As of September 23rd, 2024, you can lock in a 6% or higher yield with a bond account. But here's the thing. The Federal Reserve just announced a big rate cut, and the plan is for more rate cuts this year and in 2025 as well. That's good news if you're looking to buy a home, but it might not be so good for the interest you earn on your cash. So, if you want to lock in a 6% or higher yield with a diversified portfolio of high yield and investment-grade bonds, you might want to act fast. The good news? It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up at Public.com. And once you lock in your yield, you can earn regular interest payments even as rates decline. Lock in a 6% or higher yield with a bond account at Public.com. But hurry, your yield is not locked in until you invest. Brought to you by Public Investing, member FINRA and SIPC. Yield to worst is not guaranteed. Not an investment recommendation. All investing involves risk. Visit Public.com/disclosures for more info.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. What's your perfect night? Is it curling up on the couch for a cozy, peaceful night in? Therapy can feel a bit like that. Your comfort place where you replenish your energy. With BetterHelp, get matched with a therapist based on your needs, entirely online. It's convenient and suited to your schedule. Find comfort this season with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com to learn more and save 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com.
Hey y'all, welcome to Criminalist Behavior Podcast, the podcast that takes you deep into the heart of Louisiana's history and current, most chilling true crime stories. I'll be guiding you through the darkness of these crimes and all of those involved. Each week, we dig deep on those forgotten crimes or those crimes currently happening with the underlying legends that continue to haunt us. So lean in, listen, and get ready because true crime is anything but ordinary. Stay with me as we unravel what happened in these mysteries. Okay, y'all, so today we're on episode number 46, and this is the case of Michael Ashford and Katrice Brown, who was involved in human trafficking. If this is your first time listening, hi, my name is Sarah Sude, and I'm your host for Criminalist Behavior Podcast. I want to thank you for listening to the show, and I really hope you enjoy it. And this episode may contain content of a graphic nature, including descriptions of physical and sexual violence against adults, children, and animals. Listener discretion is advised. So I wanted to put that trigger warning first and foremost out there because, as with any case, some of these are very gruesome. And this is about sex trafficking, and it gets pretty deep. So thank y'all for joining in. And I know I say I hope you enjoy the show, but I don't hope that you enjoy the content of my show. I hope that you enjoy the informational means I'm trying to put out there in each in particular case to get these people's names that are horrible people out there so you can stay the hell away from them. And two, to let you know what the fuck is happening in your particular area, your neck of the woods, so you're just not dumbfounded and thinking that everything is just rainbows and butterflies, because this world is fucking evil. And every single day, I kid you not, maybe as a true crime podcaster or not, but every single day I get articles about rape, murder, road rage, setting people on fire. It is ridiculous, the amount of shit that I receive and it's not just It's not just all over the world. No, honey, I'm talking about every single day in the state of Louisiana. We have this, and it's so freaking sad. We need to do something about all this crime. The police cannot keep up. We have a shortage of police officers in the whole state of Louisiana. And I think it has to do with the amount they get paid. Because as a former cop, I know that I had to quit because as a single mom, I couldn't afford it on a salary. So it's so sad that you could work at your local Walmart and make more money at Walmart being a stalker or a manager than you can protecting the lives and people of the public, community policing the streets and saving these lives. It is so mind-baffling that that's how it happens. It drives me. I love my job as being a police officer, and I really wish I could provide for my family with it, but in the state of Louisiana, it's just not possible, and I hate that. I really hate that. But enough banter. I just want to get that out there. So we're going to just start on this case, okay? So this case starts originally in Orange County, Florida. State agents said that they busted a registered sex offender selling a teenager for sex. But he's now back on the streets, and apparently there's a teen missing. 36-year-old Michael Ashford was out on his own recognizance, and the missing teen's mother, who is not identifying herself due to the sensitivity of her daughter's situation, fears her daughter is actually back with the man. So Michael Ashford got arrested, went to jail on behalf of having an inappropriate relationship with this child, and he's out on his own recognizance. So what does it actually mean whenever a person is automatically released on his own recognizance? This means that a person arrested for a crime is allowed to leave jail without posting bail simply by signing a promise to appear in court for their scheduled hearing, based on the assumption that they're not going to leave, and they have strong ties to the community and a low likelihood of reoffending. Essentially, they are released on their own word. So that's what being released on own recognizance. He gave him his word that he's not going to reoffend, and he's not going to flee the area, and he's just going to be a good little citizen for the rest of his life. But that is complete bullshit. So, key points on being released on your own recognizance: there's no bail required. Unlike traditional bail where you need to pay a sum of money to be released, on recognizance means you don't need to pay anything to get out of jail because they're based solely off of that person's word. Promise to appear. When you're released on your own recognizance, you sign a document promising to appear in court for all your scheduled hearings. Factors to consider on this particular released on own recognizance situation: a judge will typically consider these factors, like it goes to the severity of the crime, criminal history, employment status, and community ties when deciding if someone can be released on their own recognizance. And Michael Ashford has been accused of sex trafficking a teenager, and many others for that matter. So the person who reported their daughter missing as soon as Michael Ashford got out of jail has been missing 15 days. She disappeared from Edgewater High School, and the teenager was enrolled in a diversion program after authorities identified her as a victim of sex trafficking. There was a surveillance video that was obtained from Edgewater High School, and it showed that the teenager walked in at 3:11 p.m. on October 11th and walked out 4 minutes later at 3:15 p.m. And according to the mother, she stated the following: "That was the last time that anybody that I know and her friends have seen her. Her little brother is stressed out with headaches because he does not know where his big sister is." The mother also said that she's been living a nightmare since last year when her daughter met Michael Ashford. A police report details that her daughter's encounter with Ashford near her school happened, and she was 14 years old when her and Michael Ashford exchanged phone numbers and began talking over the social media app called Kik. Now, if you're like me, because there's too many damn social media apps out there, and who the hell could keep track of all that shit, right? Let me inform you what Kik is, in case you don't know, because I sure the hell didn't before this case. Kik Messenger, commonly called Kik, is a freeware instant messaging mobile app from a Canadian company, Kit Interactive. It's available on iPhones and Androids, and the application uses a smartphone's internet connection to transmit and receive messages, photos, videos, sketches, mobile web pages, and other content after users register an account. So Kik is known for its features preserving users' anonymity, and they allow users to register without the need to provide a telephone number or a valid email address. The application does not employ end-to-end encryption, and the company also logs.
Listen up, folks. Time could be running out to lock in a historic yield at public.com. As of September 23rd, 2024, you can lock in a 6% or higher yield with a bond account. But here's the thing. The Federal Reserve just announced a big rate cut, and the plan is for more rate cuts this year and in 2025 as well. That's good news if you're looking to buy a home, but it might not be so good for the interest you earn on your cash. So, if you want to lock in a 6% or higher yield with a diversified portfolio of high yield and investment-grade bonds, you might want to act fast. The good news? It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up at public.com. And once you lock in your yield, you can earn regular interest payments even as rates decline. Lock in a 6% or higher yield with a bond account at public.com. But hurry, your yield is not locked in until you invest. Brought to you by Public Investing, member FINRA and SIPC. Yield to worst is not guaranteed. Not an investment recommendation. All investing involves risk. Visit public.com/disclosures for more info.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather, now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply.
User IP addresses, which could be used to determine the user's ISP and approximate location. This information, as well as reported, I know you can't see me, but reported being in quotations, conversations are regularly surrendered upon request by law enforcement organizations without the need for a court order. Kik was originally intended to be a music sharing app before it transitioned to a messaging app and offered users the ability to send a limited number of SMS text messages directly from the app. So the history of Kik, because we're going to go into that, because again, if you're clueless like me, you need to know all the ins and outs. So Kik was founded in 2009 by a group of students from the University of Waterloo in Canada who wished to create new technologies for use on smartphones. In March of 2006, there was an arrest of registered sex offender Thomas Paul Keeler II, who, upon this investigation, was linked to more than 200 Kik groups dedicated to the distribution and sale of child pornography on the Kik app. In September 2016, CBS News published a story on the murder of 13-year-old Nicole Lavelle, highlighting how easy it was to track and abuse children on Kik, calling it a predator's paradise. Kik released a public statement through CBS on June 3rd, 2017, stated that they were taking online safety very seriously, and they were constantly assessing and improving their trust and safety measures. Nicole Lavelle suffered a terrible tragedy, and our sincere condolences continue to go out to her family, is what Kik stated. Since the time of the incident, Kik has taken a variety of proactive measures to help increase safety on their platform. In an online investigation in August of 2017, Forbes staffers signed up for the service posing as a 14-year-old girl and encountered 20 profiles of charged or sentenced pedophiles. In November 2017, Kik Messenger was removed from the Windows Store. As of January 2018, neither the developers nor Microsoft have provided a statement or an explanation on the removal of the app. In January 2018, Kik updated its terms and service community standards to make Kik a more respectful and fun place. The site introduced a moderation and trust and safety team to enforce the new community standards. So now the features of Kik, a main attraction of Kik that differentiated it from other messaging apps, is its right to remain anonymous. To register for Kik, a user must enter the first and last name, email address, and date of birth, which must show that the user is at least age 13 or older, and select a username. The Kik registration process does not require the entry of a phone number, although the user has an option to enter one. So now, before, you didn't have to enter an email address or any of that, and it was not age limited, but now it is stating that you have to enter your first and last name and email address, your birthday, to show that you are at age 13 or older to be able to use the app. According to law enforcement, Kik's anonymous features go beyond those of most widely used apps. As of February 2016, Kik's Guide for Law Enforcement said that the company cannot locate user accounts based on first and last name, email address, or birthday. The exact username is required to locate a particular account. So if you got one letter off, a hyphen, an uppercase, or a lowercase, you're not going to be able to find any of the cases that you're looking for because it has to be exact username. So this shit proved to be null and void. The guide further stated that a company does not have access to content or historical user data such as photographs, videos, and text of conversations, that the photographs and videos are automatically deleted shortly after they are sent. So Kik is like the new app, well, not new, but like Snapchat. So you know how Snapchat nowadays, I'm pretty sure most people are familiar with Snapchat, but Snapchat is like the bane of everybody's existence, to be quite exact. Horrible freaking messaging social media thing for people, because immediately after a message is read, it's erased, or a photo is seen, it's erased unless you save it. So that's exactly what Kik is at this time. A limited amount of data from a particular account, which is only identified by exact username. It could actually link it to a profile picture, device-related information, and user location information, such as recently used IP addresses. It is preserved for 90 days, pending the receipt of a valid order from law enforcement. So after 90 days, that shit is erased. So Kik's anonymously approach been cited as a protective safety measure for good faith users, in that users have screen names, the app doesn't share phone numbers or email addresses. So what are the controversies of using the app Kik, right? So, the use of it by minors with explicit content, because predators are everywhere, there's sick people out there, like, seriously, it's really out there. Like many other social media services, Kik has negative attention due to its instances of minors exchanging explicit messages and photos with adults, causing law enforcement and media to frequently express concerns about the app. Automated spam bots have been used to distribute explicit images and text over Kik Messenger. Police state that they found Kik's response frustrating, and one detective said obtaining information from Kik was like a bureaucratic nightmare. Constable Jason Cullum of Northamptonshire Police had an online investigation team, and stated that whenever they requested and obtaining information from Kik that the company was increasing the risk to children, it was very frustrating. They were banging their heads against a brick wall. There's a child that's going to be abused for probably another 12 months before they could get any information from Kik about this user or anything that's going on. A lot of shit could happen in a matter of 5 fucking minutes. But here we are a year, and Kik is still making it hard for law enforcement to obtain information on user accounts to protect the safety and well-being of people, and or kids for that matter, okay? Or adults. Hell, it don't even have to be kids. So prior to 2015, Kik Interactive addressed this issue by informing parents and police about their options to combat child exploitation. And in March 2015, the company adopted a more aggressive strategy by utilizing Microsoft's Photo DNA cloud service to automatically detect, delete, and report the distribution of child exploitation images. Some experts have noted that because photo DNA operates by comparing images against their existing database or exploitative images, it does not effectively prevent real-time online child abuse, and that it may not detect material that was not added to that comparison database. So Kik's interactive approach began collaborating internationally with law enforcement by joining the Virtual Global Task Force, which was a partnership between different businesses with child protection agencies and the international police services that combat online child exploitation and abuse. So Kik has been criticized for providing inadequate parental control over minors' use of the app. Again, you only have to be age 13 or older to use this app since 2015 changes, right? The ability to share messages without alerting parents has been noted as one of the reasons why.
Heads up, folks. Interest rates are falling. But as of September 23rd, 2024, you can still lock in a 6% or higher yield with a bond account at public.com. That's a pretty big deal, because when rates drop, so can the interest you earn on your cash. A bond account allows you to lock in a 6% or higher yield with a diversified portfolio of high-yield and investment-grade corporate bonds. So while other people are watching their returns shrink, you can sit back with regular interest payments. But you might want to act fast, because your yield is not locked in until you invest. The good news? It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up at public.com. Lock in a 6% or higher yield with a bond account, only at public.com. Brought to you by Public Investing, member FINRA and SIPC. Yield to worst is not guaranteed. Not an investment recommendation. All investing involves risk. Visit public.com/disclosures for more info.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. Everybody needs some variety in life. That's what I love about Chumba Casino. They know how to keep things fresh and exciting. All their games are free to play. Like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire. You can claim free daily login bonuses, too. And they release new games every week. So spice things up with ChumbaCasino.com now for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Teens like the app called Kik. Parents cannot automatically view their child's Kik communications remotely from another device, but instead must have the password to use their child's user account and view the communications on the same device by their child. As of February 2016, Kik's Parents Guide stresses that teens between ages of 13 and 18 should have a parent's permission to use Kik, but there is no technical way to enforce the requirement or guarantee that a minor will not enter a false birthday. Kik Interactive has said that it uses typical industry standards for age verification, that perfect age verification is not possible, and that the company deletes accounts of users under 13 when they find them, or when the parent requests that account be deleted. So, the reason why I went into that whole spiel what the hell Kik was, remember how I said that this young daughter who was 14 years old and Mike Ashford was having this inappropriate relationship? Well, they were using this app called Kik. And this young 14-year-old mother stated the following: "We've taken the cell phone and they still found ways to communicate with each other." And FBI agents found the teenager during a human trafficking investigation back in July before this incident took place. And Ashford was arrested on charges of kidnapping, sexual assault, and living off of earning of a prostitute, but the state did not file those charges. After 33 days in jail, the court had an order to automatically release him on his own recognizances. So Ashford walked free, right? So the child's mother believes that she's actually back with Ashford, that he actually groomed her and he's making all these false promises, and this 14-year-old daughter is still missing. And she was last seen leaving her high school. And although he's on a sexual offenders registry, she still can't figure out where Michael Ashford lives. His address keeps saying that it's transit. Now, if you don't know what transit means, Ashford is listed as a transit sex offender, and his address is listed as the intersection of Oak Ridge Road and Orange Blossom Trail. So the mom of this young lady is stating he's free to do what he wants. He's free to drive around in his fancy car like he's a book author. And she stated that she last spoke to her daughter on Kik on Saturday following her disappearance using her daughter's friend's account. And this is when the mother said she got this provocative picture from what appeared to be her daughter on the Kik Messenger app. And according to this mom, Michael Ashford is not wanted or charged with a crime at this time. Which, You're out on your own recognizance. I just went over what the hell that meant. Meaning you promised to appear at later court dates. You promised to appear that you would not flee the area and that you have ties to your community, right? Where the fuck is that? So, a transient sex offender refers to a person convicted of a sex crime who does not have a fixed permanent residence, meaning they frequently move from place to place and do not live in one location for an extended period of time, requiring them to register their location with authorities wherever they stay at, even if it's temporarily. So, you're not requiring him to stay in the area, but yet you stating that he gave you his word that he will not leave the area, but he did in fact leave the area. Okay. He has no fixed address, and that's fucking okay, because you're not going after him, even though he broke his word, right? So this means that they typically live in shelters, campgrounds, or any other temporary location without a consistent street address. So basically, they're living on the streets, okay? Registration requirements of a transient sex offender mean that even though they are transient, they still need to register with local law enforcement agencies in the areas where they're staying. So if you're hiking it out in a tent on the side of ABC and 123 Road, then that's your address. At the corner of ABC and 123 Road. What? How the fuck is that even legal, y'all? So what are the challenges in this? Let me explain. Due to the people's nomadic lifestyle, they can't stay in one place for an extended period of fucking time. It can be difficult for authorities to actually effectively monitor and track these offenders' whereabouts. No shit, huh? You mean that they actually can't track them even though he's out on his own recognizance? I sure the hell hope they don't even do that shit no more, because who the fuck gives a sex offender repeatedly a chance to be in the community and out on his own recognizance to not leave the area, but in fact leaves the area, don't do shit when he leaves the area, and he just has a transient lifestyle. It's okay though, because he's on the street ABC and 123 right up. Huh? Make it make sense, y'all. This shit is chaotic. So, upon investigation, allegations against Michael Ashford and Katrice Brown paint a grim picture of organized criminal activity. You don't say. Yeah. So all of this happened in the state of Florida, right? Now we're going to get to how the fuck it got to Louisiana, right? So, Michael and Katrice are suspected of orchestrating a syndicate and exploitive vulnerable individual traffic ring. They lured their victims into a life of coercion and servitude. So what that means is they pretty much made false promises to their victims. They said that this is going to happen, you're going to set up in a house, we're going to get you on your feet, blah, blah, blah. Shit did not happen that way. So, on March 14, 2021, Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office detectives in Patrol Division arrested one person in human trafficking investigation. That one person's name, Katrice Brown. Why did they arrested Katrice and not Michael Ashford? Because Michael fled the fuck on foot. So, an arrest warrant was obtained for Michael, right? Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office Patrol was alerted to a local hotel in reference to a disturbance that was happening. Upon arrival, they made contact with a 19-year-old female from Alabama. Deputies also made contact with 30-year-old Katrice Yolanda Brown, who was a resident in Orlando, Florida, but down in Louisiana. In Terrebonne Parish, sex trafficking this 19-year-old from Alabama. Detectives learned that the 19-year-old female met a male on social media, aka Kik. She and a male subject, later identified as Michael Ashford, who was from Orlando, Florida, entered into an agreement to exchange sex for money in an attempt to better her living situation. Officials say once the female began traveling with Michael Ashford, she was not supplied any of the money and was only given food, and she was lodging at different hotels on the way down to Louisiana. Michael Ashford allegedly fled the scene when the deputies were arriving to that altercation that was reported at the hotel. Detectives learned that Katrice Brown traveled with this 19-year-old from Alabama and Michael Ashford, and she assisted in finding customers for Michael Ashford, as well as booking hotel rooms. So Katrice Brown was arrested on the following charges: enticing person into prostitution, human trafficking, racketeering activity, and parish ordinance, supplementary sexual-orientated business. So, an arrest warrant was issued for Michael Ashford for those same exact charges. So, human trafficking, that is the core of allegations that revolves around the trafficking of individuals, primarily targeting those in precarious circumstances, often young people who are facing financial hardships, and evidence suggests that Michael Ashford and Katrice Brown employed different tactics to manipulate these young women and false job offers to lure their victims to these coercive situations. The charge of racketeering means that their operations extended beyond individual cases, that it was a network of criminal enterprises. This involved the coordination of illicit activities such as recruitment and transportation of victims, the management of prostitution rings, and financial laundering of proceeds derived from those particular operations. The organized nature of those actions signified a deeper and systemic issue rather than isolated incidents, because they were recruiting. Enticing persons into prostitution, that charge there. What is that? Through a combination of emotional and manipulation, and at times the use of force, Michael Ashford and Katrice Brown persuaded individuals to engage in prostitution. Their methods included promises of financial stability or romantic relationships, only to demise their victims in cycles of debt and dependency. So, evidence and developments of this case. There was a series of undercover operations and testimonies from survivors that shed light on the mechanics of Brown and Ashford's operation. Financial records indicate suspicious transactions that align with criminal activities on the racketeering. So, investigators considered the ramifications and the complexity of this case, and it was abundantly clear that there were darker facets of human nature and vulnerabilities that could be preyed upon. They said that law enforcement was detaching these individuals from society and providing justice and rehabilitation for victims that was part of these heinous acts. So law enforcement was involved in these type of acts, trying to get these people out of this transient lifestyle, trying to get them off the streets and these sex working activities and get them a good job, get them back on their feet so they wouldn't have to be in danger. Evidence from undercover operations and survivor testimonies, along with financial records, supported all these allegations and the charges that were against Katrice Brown and Michael Ashford. The case underscores significant societal issues related to the vulnerability and the need for law enforcement intervention to protect these victims and seek justice for such criminal activities occurring. So, on March 16, 2021, Michael Ashford turned himself in at Terrebonne Parish Criminal Justice Complex. Michael Ashford and Katrice Brown were then released. So they didn't even stay in there. They were released after they each posted a $76,000 bond. Sheriff Tim Saunier with Terrebonne Parish Police Department stated that people like this entice young girls from bad living situations into sex for money trade. Some of those girls may feel like they have no way out of their current situations and end up in much worse conditions at the hands of these type of predators. Sheriff Saunier asked that anyone with information on the whereabouts of Michael Ashford and Katrice Brown or any other cases that may include them, contact Terrebonne Parish Sheriff's Office at 985-876-2500, or reach out to the Bayou Region Crime Stoppers at 800-743-7433. If you or someone you know is a victim of stalking, please reach out to VictimConnect Resource Center at 1-855-484-2846, or you can chat online at victimsconnect.org. RAIN's National Sexual Abuse Hotline is also able to be contacted. They're at 1-800-656-4673. Please, don't think you're alone. You do not have to stay in that lifestyle. People are willing to help. You don't have to do it. I know most people in the sex trafficking business is people who are on drugs to get their fix. Other people who are in sex trafficking is those of single parents. They're just trying to make money to be able to survive in this world to support their children. Right or wrong, however you feel about the situation, it doesn't entice them to be put in bad situations for anything to happen to them because they're doing what they feel they have to do to be able to provide a means to survive. Please, if you know someone who is in this type of situation, reach out for help. Reach out. They are not alone. If y'all need assistance, please contact me at criminalbehaviorpodcast@gmail.com. You can reach us out at any social media outlet at Criminalist Behavior Podcast, or you could leave us a note on our website at www.criminalistbehaviorpodcast-LouisianaTrueCrimePodcast.com. Again, I'm willing to help anyone who's in need. I do not like to see this. I do not like to hear this. I know many people who is in a transit lifestyle, and I try to get them out. Help is there. I am here. Even if you just need someone to talk to, I am here. If you enjoyed our show, please rate and review us on any of your podcast apps. Please rate us on Apple Podcasts. And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you doing? Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, y'all. We're located on any of the podcast apps. iHeartRadio, Apple, Wondery, Amazon. I think I said iHeart. I don't even know. We're everywhere, okay? So, please, come back next week for another gruesome case. Until then, this is your host, Sarah Soudier, and I really hope you have a nice day, and I hope you have a very Merry Christmas, and I can't wait till next week. Thank y'all for listening to the show, being supportive. I really, really appreciate it, and be sure to come back at the first of the year because I will have brand new equipment installed, and hopefully I know how to operate it. So I will be back, and hopefully our sound is a lot better. So make sure y'all come back. View that December 2024 newsletter, and oh my god, the January newsletter, we're gonna highlight all kind of things that is happening in the year 2025. So yeah, I'm out. I hope y'all have a great night. Bye.
Can you believe all this talk about GLP-1s? Of course you can. It's all people talk about. Have you heard about Future Health, though? They make access to qualified doctors that know GLP-1s easier than ever. People can struggle with weight loss for years, trying various diets and exercises without lasting success. With GLP-1s, many people notice a reduction in cravings and felt more in control of their eating habits, which lead to weight loss, physical health, and feeling more optimistic about their future. Feeling good is most important, and no matter what you do to be healthy or to get in good shape, now science can be utilized. Everyone wins. They give millions of people affordable access to knowledgeable providers who really know weight loss medications for less than $3 a day. Find out if weight loss meds are right for you in 3 minutes at tryfh.com. That is tryfh.com.
Tryfh.com.
Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion. Results may vary. Sponsored by Future Health.
Listen up, folks. Time could be running out to lock in a historic yield at public.com. As of September 23rd, 2024, you can lock in a 6% or higher yield with a bond account. But here's the thing. The Federal Reserve just announced a big rate cut, and the plan is for more rate cuts this year and in 2025 as well. That's good news if you're looking to buy a home, but it might not be so good for the interest you earn on your cash. So, if you want to lock in a 6% or higher yield with a diversified portfolio of high yield and investment-grade bonds, you might want to act fast. The good news? It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up at public.com. And once you lock in your yield, you can earn regular interest payments even as rates decline. Lock in a 6% or higher yield with a bond account at public.com. But hurry, your yield is not locked in until you invest. Brought to you by Public Investing, member FINRA and SIPC. Yield to worst is not guaranteed. Not an investment recommendation. All investing involves risk. Visit public.com/disclosures for more info.
Every day when you log into ChumbaCasino.com, the ultimate online social casino, you get a free daily bonus. Imagine if you got daily bonuses in other parts of your life.
I chose French fries over loaded French fries.
I asked Stuart from accounting about his weekend, even though I don't care.
I updated my operating system without having to call tech support.
Collect your free daily bonus at ChumbaCasino.com now. And live the Chumba life. VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.